Welcome to this webcast. My name is Ava Osborne and I'm the PSE covering the Midwest area for us on the SMB team. And in this webcast, I will cover the Windows and SQL Server and a support opportunity for partners. In this section, we will be going over why should customers upgrade, what exactly is the partner opportunity. We will look at key migration opportunities and solution offerings. We'll talk about how to find customers and tools for marketing to new and existing customers. Let's first start out with what does NS support really mean? I believe most of you are already aware that both Windows Server 2003 and SQL Server 2005 have already come up for NS support. The most important implications here are that there are no more security updates for the end customer. So Microsoft will not be developing or releasing any more updates once we're beyond the extended support, which has already expired. As a result of that, customers face higher maintenance costs. If customers decide to stay put and not upgrade, maintenance costs for aging hardware will increase significantly for those customers. Added costs will be incurred for more advanced firewalls that they will need to put in place, network segmentations, etc., simply to isolate those non-protected servers and make sure that they don't represent a threat for the broader customers' ecosystem. The third piece, also very important one, is compliance. Lack of compliance with various standards and regulations can be truly devastating for SMBs. This may include various regulatory and industry standards for which compliance can no longer be achieved. For example, customers running SQL 2005 or Windows Server 2003 are no longer in compliance with the payment card industry data security standard, which means that companies such as Visa and MasterCard will no longer be doing business with them. So it is important to understand that many applications also on a third-party side will cease to be supported if they're running on one of those old servers, and that means that the customer is severely at threat because of the implications that security, compliance represent, but frankly, it is also a huge threat in terms of the full cost that this customer could face as a result of not upgrading. Customers may still be running SQL 2005 or Windows Server 2003 for a number of different reasons. And we believe that you as partner are in a unique position right now to piggyback off the synergies that we now have because of both SQL and Windows Server having expired, and we should really ensure that we're fully taking advantage of that message to drive the upgrade conversation with the end customer. SQL Server 2005, we should also be aware, is not supported if it's running on a new version of Windows Server. So there are very significant performance indications for the end customer if they're running SQL 2005, however, on a newer server, they will still not be getting that performance that they're looking for. And lastly, I believe the most prevalent scenario is going to be that many ISVs, third-party apps, are going to be unsupported because they run on old operating systems. So if end customers do need that support, they very likely will not get it if they're actually running that third-party app on an old server. So in the grand scheme of things, we believe that in terms of addressing these points with your customers, the key discussion points you should be going after is, talk to the customer and understand what are their perceived challenges of upgrading applications. What is the presence of customer legacy apps within the account? What is their budget? What do their resources look like? And address to the piece of it still works. Customers tend to say it's good enough, it still works, but truly help them understand what the risk behind this is. The reason we believe this is so important to drive jointly with you partners is that we know that the upgrade opportunity for servers is huge. It's huge across licensing. It's huge across also replacing hardware with those licenses. And frankly, the biggest part, of course, resides for you as partner in monetizing the services, the migration services, the broad project services, et cetera, that you can place with that extended customer base. So if you engage with your customers, we do ask, assess if they still run old servers, present various upgrade options, I should say, to them, be that an on-premises route, or it might also be the right time to be talking about the cloud with the specific end customer. I'd like to take a couple of minutes here to look at key migration opportunities for partners as it pertains to Windows Server. And here are some of the key workloads that present good partner opportunities in our point of view as it pertains to Windows Server 2003. The first one is line of business apps. So the line of business apps that customers run are typically on the accounting side, their HR or their inventory management as an example. When you engage with the customer, critical to understand what are their pain points truly in and around this. And typically for line of business apps, it is the fact that they're absolutely business critical to the customer. The customer has severe concerns around downtime, data loss, etc. So it is important to address that with the customer. For you as partner, the opportunity is in assessing what does the customer run, offering migration services, offering consulting in terms of moving them to that next better solution. And key target deployments for that customer should indeed be the option to refresh their system on premises, moving them to a newer server. Right now would be Windows Server 2012 R2, soon Windows Server 2016, or also looking at, are there other alternatives in the cloud that could be a fit for this customer? The second the second workload that we want to highlight here is in and around the database. And for customers, typically, their pain points around refreshing the database is that they very often have poorly documented and highly customized environments. Their line of business dependence for SQL Server is typically huge. And here in this specific area, the fear of downtime, data loss, and the related expenses is dramatic. Again, you as partner have a great opportunity to go in for assessment, for migration services, work with the customer through change management, and work with them on architecting a new solution. Target solutions for the future for that customer could indeed be a SQL Server on-premises upgrade, or in this case, also moving that customer to Azure, potentially even SQL fully in the cloud. The third workload that is prevalent in SMB is that of email and collaboration. And in this case, I think I don't even need to mention it, that the fear of downtime and data loss, the cost for the business, the productivity is huge. And that's typically the biggest concern we see with customers here. When you're migrating the customer, again, assessment, migration services, change management, training are very big opportunities for that customer or for you as partner to monetize. The targets here, again, could be moving the customer from an on-premise environment to an on-premise environment, but frankly, we want to make sure that you also use that as an opportunity to assess if the customer is in a good position to be moving to Exchange Online as a software, as a service opportunity, or to the broader spectrum of Office 365. So I mentioned a couple of times here as I was going through the potential targets for these scenarios, cloud solutions. And at this point, I want to make sure that I also touch on the fact that when we're upgrading servers, the wonderful thing with Microsoft is that, yes, if you wanted to simply do an in-place upgrade of the physical servers, we have great solutions for that. But our hybrid cloud story, where we blend the two, is truly where we shine. So the flexibility that you have with Microsoft is truly unique in terms of assessing what that next move for the customer is, taking that customer, say, gradually to the cloud by starting with email, looking at storage, backup, etc. at a later point. So please do fully understand the options you have between physical, virtual, IaaS, PaaS, and fully SaaS that Microsoft presents to both you as a partner and also to your customers. And we're seeing more and more of our customers that are, for example, running a Windows Server 2003 to run Exchange on that, and they don't do an in-place upgrade anymore, but a lot of these customers are indeed deciding to move to Office 365 as a SaaS solution instead. Piece here is how do you identify customers to engage with for that upgrade conversation? And we, Microsoft, want to help you as partner with that. For that purpose, we have developed or have made the Customer Talk workbooks available to you. You can request those reports from Microsoft. The email address is highlighted here on the bottom of that very slide on the left side. And what you will be receiving from us is essentially a report of all your customers and the specific piece of software that they have bought through you at a given point. So it will span across Windows, Office, Server, anything that they might have at one point bought through you, and that can serve as a great opportunity or as a great starting point to go through that list to vet which customers have bought old software from you at a given time that might be good targets to engage with. So again, to request that, please send an email to talkcamp@microsoft.com, which is highlighted on the bottom of this mail. If you decide to also run marketing more broadly in and around servers and upgrade, we have our ready-to-go marketing sites and campaigns that are on that side that should make it a lot easier for you. There's a lot of pre-packaged marketing material that you and the team can leverage. A couple of examples of what it includes here is we have 2 customer emails, sales presentation, demo scripts for both Windows and SQL Server that you can leverage for that very purpose. So I do encourage you, take a look at what the ready-to-go marketing site has to offer so your team and you yourself potentially don't have to recreate the wheel here for any marketing needs. To recap what we covered today, we ask that you engage with your customers and support them with a free discovery to assess if they need an upgrade. I think that is the most important piece of everything. We need to assess, is this customer indeed in a position where staying on an old piece of software is a significant risk for them? What could potential solutions look like for that customer? And as you do this, please be mindful and leverage the Maps toolkit to make that process easier. And the customer talk workbooks will help identify target customers who you think might still be running old servers, and you could also be considering to run a marketing campaign with the help of ready-to-go marketing. And if you have customers that need to upgrade, please deeply assess all the options for migrations, including on-premises migrations, hybrid cloud, and also full cloud move. So with that, I really appreciate your time today to learn more about this important upgrade opportunity with Microsoft. Thank you very much and have a great day.